Hello everyone, how are you all doing today? My name is Vince and I'm gonna talk about what you might consider to be a reflection video. I've been wanting to do this sort of vlog for quite a while, but there were a couple factors that kept me from doing it, and that's probably because I'm in a unfavorable environment, kind of like the background is too much, or maybe I might be recording in a place where there's people around and they might look at me as if I was crazy because I was talking to myself and not knowing I'm actually recording myself. But fortunately, I'm in my room. It's at 6 p.m. current time, and it seems to be the perfect opportunity for me to say what I want to say. And because I have not memorized, I don't have any notes in my paper or something, I might have to cut off recording and then make a separate clip. Otherwise there might be additional seconds being consumed of me trying to think while it's recording in progress. So I hope I don't do that too often. But I guess the best part about cutting off is that whenever I'm able to remember stuff, then I can record again. And I apologize for the glare right there because the sun is going down. But yeah, anyways. Now I've been looking through my YouTube channel and I'm just kind of flabbergasted that I have a YouTube account for almost 6 years. Which seems like a lot, and it's just wow. I mean, we've been through so much with our YouTube channel. I don't know what to go from there. This YouTube channel was meant to merely have an account just for like liking stuff and posting comments, but after watching a lot of videos from other YouTubers, it just gave me the feeling like, oh, I want to do that too. So it seemed to be pretty easy back then. Like, oh, if you want to record something, you just have to have a camera, show out your face or face the game console or anything, and just upload it and then get it over with. And then it was kind of this easygoing process. Haven't got to like technical stuff that most people would rather want just to make it look better, instead of just doing what one might consider to be old school, just using outdated materials and then posting it out there, when I guess right now there's like a lot of mediums, a lot of formats that people use and put it on the background on a video editing software like Adobe Premiere Elements. And then what used to be easy to do has became hard. I'm not saying it's impossible or hard, or actually I don't even know if I want to talk about the levels of difficulty, but one thing's for sure is if one wants to make it more professional, they have to use those kinds of formats, not just holding two things and facing one another. That's not going to be enough. And what I realized when I was doing that is I couldn't bring myself to like hold on to it pretty steady. And then sometimes when the game changes to one scene to another scene, sometimes the camera just goes kind of out of whack and just like zooms in, zooms out. And that might be a problem, and it still is a problem now, which that's why I didn't do those kinds of things lately. I think the last time I put my 3DS and my camera was back in November 2017, because maybe I thought I could still do this, but turns out I couldn't find a better setting to do. Like, I used to commentate stuff a lot on my old videos, trying to act like trying to act like I'm surprised or anything. Just like lots of other YouTubers do, just like commentate stuff, cussing, just to grab the attention of viewers. Yeah, cussing's like not gonna go away. It's hard for me to make a good video without cussing, but for the most part you don't have to cuss, but sometimes it feels good to do so. So unfortunately I got fed up and didn't want to commentate as much anymore, and the last series that I did that featured commentary was when I played Pokemon Glazed. That was the only playthrough that was the last playthrough that I did, trying to show my face and trying to commentate and stuff. But what I noticed was there were too many difficulties while the file is rendering and stuff. It's just like my voice and the game audio just wasn't in sync. And then there were a couple videos that I'm happy about doing, and everything turns out right, and then there's just some that was like, maybe I should have deleted my clip, re-record again. But considering I can't do that all the time, I have very limited time. I mean, I can easily go back and do what I love to do, but considering how time passes by and I have other responsibilities to do outside of YouTube, I can't bring myself to continue like I'm used to. After finding that commentating was not a thing for me, it just isn't for me, I had to do something different, and then that is to switch from commentating to being almost completely silent, which is what I did for most Bloons video around after September 2016 onwards. So I actually like the aspect of just focusing on the screen, recording it, and get it over with, and just put some video game soundtracks, hopefully not like music from famous artists and stuff. That's not what I'm gonna be after. It's mostly like video game soundtracks that almost doesn't have any audio. I mean, well, it does have audio. What's the word I'm looking for? Doesn't have any lyrics, I hope, but it's mostly the video game soundtrack, and those don't get taken down quite as bad compared to famous musics like Billboard Hot 100 or the like. So it's been working so far, just like recording 1 hour videos of Bloons Monkey City, which usually gets shortened down to maybe like 15 or 30 minutes depending on what the viewers are capable of, if they can watch videos at 2x speed or 4x speed. So it's actually a less stressful way. That way I don't feel like I'm a complete fool trying to talk random stuff which sometimes doesn't make sense, and then it leaves the viewers confused too. They may be wondering, oh, what is this guy talking about? So yeah, it's been pretty quiet for me since then, and I would still record videos without commentating. It's just because I don't think I can multitask pretty well, like talking and playing, and that's probably one of the drawbacks, is that I spend too much time talking and not focusing on the game, and there's not much progress made. But there are some people out there who are recording YouTube videos. They're used to multitasking this way, which is why some of their episodes, whenever you're watching a series or something, what would have been like a 15-minute playthrough will be like 30 or 50 minutes long, because the creators adding a lot of commentary. Some of it could be pretty funny, like telling you a story or talking about random things, while some could be related to what the game wants, like game related topics of this current game. They can like talk about comparisons from the previous games, kind of like Pokemon and Bloons, or Yu-Gi-Oh or any other famous series, and then they call it a day. So a couple years have passed by and I'm still doing the same thing over again, just like recording gameplay footage, tossing random music, and just like putting on a video editing software, and just maybe add like a 15-second intro and a 15-second outro. But although I have made a lot of videos, unfortunately the idea is starting to run very dry. Like, most of what I did was so repetitive, people would probably not want to watch another episode of that thing again, even though the tile selection for Bloons Monkey City differs with every tile, so I guess that's probably what's different. But for the most part, it's doing the same strategy over and over again because it worked for me all the time, and it's efficient for me to do so, and it's probably won't be helping other people who are trying to do better on the game of Bloons Monkey City. And I had to put a disclaimer. It's not as if people were complaining about my strategy being looked like I was hacking or something, which I don't even know how to hack. So I had to put a disclaimer there saying that the strategies that I use are under rank 15 of each book, which is the maximum potential. So if you don't have sufficient monkey knowledge packs or monkey knowledge progress, then you might not be able to perform, you might not have the same outcome as mine. Even if you try to copy my exact same tower layout, their popping power is considerably different. And same thing for Bloons Tower Defense 6, I have to make another disclaimer, even though I was doing just double cash mode, and I have to tell them that monkey knowledge packs are being used, and it's going to give me an edge, which will help me finish my run more quickly. I'm not some sort of like a competitive player or something. It's just me being a casual player, taking on a couple tiles or maps that I can reasonably do and just call it a day. And then that's how optimistic I am in terms of being a gamer, and it's just not to put everything in one basket and to just enjoy what it is, which is most of the basket. This tiny part of the basket here is sort of like if you really want to complete it 100%. And while it might be doable in some games, it might not. Well, actually I can't say it can't be done on other games, because it can be done. It just takes a lot of work to get there, and whether or not you're going to invest in that time trying to copy the same strategy that a particular player did because they beat that particular track, good luck with it. I mean, you might run into RNG, and you may have to have good timing, like as to when you're going to use the ability, and not just recklessly click the button hoping things would turn out, which if you missed your timing, you most likely would have to start over. And that's the problem that I started to have ever since the release of Bloons Tower Defense 6, and that's because, well, I mean, it's a new game, so it's easy for me to get sucked in and to enjoy the most of it. I'm getting medals left and right, and it's just a pretty big deal to me, because there was a couple occasions where I thought I can handle everything else, but it turns out that it wasn't the case, because after lots and lots of tries of taking on some of the hardest tracks, I just couldn't seem to replicate the success that they have. Like, for example, one of the tracks on the expert tracks is ouch chimps, hashtag ouch chimps. It has 4 entrants and 4 exits, and because of chimps mode, double cash is disabled, monkey knowledge packs is disabled, and then you have to like place 3 dart monkeys like pixel perfectly so that it can like pop the balloons and snipe him too, which is why they have a popping power of 2. Imagine what would happen if the dart monkey pops only 1 balloon. We wouldn't be even talking about this track. They'll be like, screw this track. You want me expect me to beat this? Well, it's been shown many times it's not. Well, actually, right now, there were 3 people who actually beat the track, at least 3, and there might be a couple others who don't record it on screen. So I just want to clap my hand and say, congratulations, you actually did conquer this track. I'm actually proud of every one of you who actually tried what would thought to be impossible and you just conquered it. That's amazing. No, seriously. I mean, am I annoyed that I can't do it? A little bit, but I have to be optimistic, like very, very optimistic. If it's something that I can humanely do, then I can do it. And if I can't, then I just put it aside, just like forget it. I mean, other people already beat it, so that means anything possible can happen. I mean, I'm not like a super player or something, and that's probably what's getting to my brains. It's like I have this, I'm supposed to be very good at it, but I'm not. So I don't think I ever tried to do that on YouTube. I just like, I don't care about the numbers a lot. I mean, if there were people coming in to hang out and see what I got, well then hey, go ahead and sit on the couch, watch what I have, and then call it a day. I'm not looking for some exorbitant, I don't know how to pronounce that word, but it's kind of like, okay, I can say like ludicrous numbers. Like, I'm not aiming for anything, it's just I want it to be like back in the old days of having the mentality of enjoying what I got and be happy with it every single day, and then not to focus on too much of one thing, which will probably get me nowhere even if I did accomplish it. So it's been working so far, and we're wondering where I'm going after this. Well, let's see. I might consider this to be an update video as well, because by the looks of it. So I got one more video left for Bloons Monkey City to uncover the darkness. There's not many tiles left to uncover, and most of the black fog it's almost gotten rid of, so we'll be able to see what the rest of the second city has to offer, whether it be hunting down for round 5 Moab tiles or just plain tile spamming just for the heck of it, at least until Flash discontinues. So I better take good care of my computer, because otherwise I won't be able to play Bloons Monkey City anymore. Oh wow, looks like I haven't realized that I've been recording this long, just like talking about gibberish and other stuff, reflections, etc. about YouTube and perspective of trying to enjoy stuff and anything, but overall it all comes down to just, for me, creating an account, watching other people's YouTube videos, and doing some sort of like kind of like try it out myself, and then that's where I am now. And if you're wondering if I'm still going to make videos or not, well, the thing is, I've been pretty tired for the past week or two. It's like somehow I didn't want to do it, even though I planned for days that I wanted to do it, but it didn't come to fruition, or it just doing it late. Better late than never, but sometimes it's not a good thing. So that's what's going on with me. And then during work, it was just a bit stressful, kind of like working on a restaurant and stuff. And then whenever I feel exhausted, things happen in my brain that wasn't supposed to happen. Like I didn't want to intend to think about it this way. Like there were other days where I wanted to quit YouTube, just flat out said, I want to quit YouTube, I can't handle this stress anymore, I want to cut down a couple activities. Well, the thing is, I didn't stop. And that's because I still have my recording software. I can record anything from the computer and not so much from Nintendo consoles and stuff, because getting the capture card and trying to be a full-time YouTuber is just out of the question. I can't do it based on what I'm currently doing, and my artistic abilities also suck, so I can't invest too much time doing something that I suck, or trying to put a lot of work in only to find out that the final product is still not what I wanted. Nonetheless, it is still worth trying, which is better than not trying, because I don't know what the outcome would be like. So it'll be best to try and do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna stop right there. I don't think I have anything much for me to cover since it's gibberish and stuff, but it looks like a few things did pop into my brain while I was recording, so I guess there were some stuff that was talked about, and I feel like I have my point across. So yeah, I guess that's about it for this reflection video. I want to thank all of you for taking the time for hearing what I got to say after this many videos of not commentating and stuff, and why I didn't commentate. And I guess you get to see my face once more, because the last time I showed my face was last year when I was on my cargo van and trying to get breakfast. It was like around 9 a.m. and there was one vlog, but that was just me exiting Smart and Final, and I had my camera facing the front instead of my face, and it was pretty dark anyway, so you won't be able to see me pretty clearly. So yes, I guess that's one opportunity that is well made for what it's worth. And then I guess hopefully I'll be able to make another one like this in the future, but this is one of the best opportunities that I can have for the time being. But yes, that's gonna be it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have an awesome day, and hey, we'll see you next time.